All right, everybody, we are back once again, and we got another great video topic to talk about. We are going to talk about one of my favorite characters from the Halloween Resurrection, Freddie Harris, played by Busta Rhymes. Great character. I know a lot of people, I hear people on YouTube here talk about what they don't like about Halloween Resurrection. The one thing that does come to mind is Freddie Harris, Busta Rhymes being in it. And I find it kind of very odd because LL Cool J was in H2O and nobody had an issue about him. Uh, Freddie or Busta Rhymes had, I think, more of a bigger role than LL did in H2O. Of course, to me, Busta Rhymes was the final guy in the Resurrection film, along with Bianca Kanji, who played Sarah Moyer in it. So, things I like about Freddie Harris, the character, what Busta Rhymes ever had brought to the character is the fact in that he is funny. That's what you look for. Besides Michael Myers, Freddie is my favorite character in Halloween Resurrection. One of my favorites. I mean, along with Sarah, along with Rudy. Uh, you know, who can't forget about Donna, the character, the redhead, very very attractive looking. Um, Freddie. When I saw this movie back in 2002 in theater, the part where he does, and this has been out since 2002, so if I spoil anything, it's a no-brainer. But the part where in the scene where he's watching Hua Chung Lee, he likes the kung fu stuff, and he's in his apartment watching it. We get to see him mimic the kung fu moves on Michael in one scene, which I thought was really really funny. I mean, I was in there with a buddy of mine, and we had a couple of people that were in there watching it, and people were just laughing when he jumps up and does this flying roundhouse kick on Michael, because Michael's like, or Freddy's like, and like that, and up in midair, and just rocks Michael's world. And I think that was one of the things too that people had a complaint about. You got to think too, when you get in these movies, they're fictional, right? They're not real. But what if Michael would come across somebody that does like a flying roundhouse kick or acts like they know karate and mimics, the karate moves or martial art moves or kung fu moves on the films that they watch on like Michael, and we got it in this film because anything's possible. I mean, what was everybody else expecting that didn't like that? I loved it. I mean, it was something different, and he rocked Michael's world with that roundhouse kick. Even though I don't think that was Busta Rhymes that did the flying roundhouse. I think that was a stunt double that did that part. But it looked really good on camera. Um, Even the part when he goes and does it was almost like the Bruce Lee. I'm mimicking like the Bruce Lee stance when Bruce Lee gets ready to do that, that kick, kicks him right out the damn window. Uh, Michael, come see me. Michael, come see me. And he just kicks him out, and he gets hung on a cable and gets hung, like getting strangled. Michael does. But yeah, his character, even when the part where he was interviewing, when they were interviewing for Dangertainment, the 6 people that were selected to go and spend the night in Michael Myers' childhood home. Like when Sarah comes up and one of the light fixtures for the cameras tips over, breaks, and the way she screams, and he's like this. That's what I'm looking for. Ooh, like that. That was funny. And I try to mimic that as much as I can. I'm no Busta Rhymes, but man, I wish a lot of people didn't give his character or him the hate, because that's one of the things. Like I said, going back to it, I mean, that's one of the things that what I hear the most here on YouTube is that that's one of the main reasons why people did not like the movie, is because of his character. I have nothing wrong with his character. I actually love his character. His character is my number one favorite character in the Resurrection film. You know, uh, I think people get too judgmental with a lot of this stuff. There's no way you can have an African American final guy in a horror film, and I think that's complete bullshit. I think a lot of people need to get their heads out of their asses and start to wake and realize that we are all equal, no matter what color skin we are. It's just a damn shame. I think he was an awesome final guy. He's right up there with, he's right up there with Dewey, I think. I know it's probably far-fetched to be said, but I mean, he was only in one film. Busta Rhymes was only in one film. Freddie Harris's character was only in one film, where Dewey was in 5 films so far. But yeah, it's just a damn shame that people judge Busta Rhymes and his character in Resurrection, but you don't hear. At least I haven't heard on my end. I haven't heard anything bad about LL Cool J being in H2O, but he had a supporting role in that film. I think Busta had more scenes in Resurrection than LL did in H2O. I'm not really sure, but I mean, when you look at characters, you want to be able to connect with these characters, and I connected really well with Freddie because I love I just love the personality of the character that what Buster brought to the character. Like in the part where we first get introduced to Freddie, when the 6 are chosen to spend the night in Michael Myers' house, when Sarah walks in, okay, everybody listen up. That was really cool. 6 of you have been chosen to spend the night in the childhood home of one of the most brutal mass murders in history, Michael Myers. If I got that quote right from Freddie in Resurrection. I just, then you got Thomas I. Nicholson that plays, I think, Jim in the film. Another great character. I remember growing up watching some of his movies, like I think Rookie of the Year was one of them. But yeah, but when you put a character like Freddie Harris, and you get the right actor, even though Busta Rhymes has a musical background, because he's a rapper or an R&B artist, he really embodied the Freddie Harris character in that film. And I love the Dangertainment setup because you got him and Tyra Banks, who played Nora. Another great character, Tyra Banks. I know she was a supermodel back in her day, or for her heyday, she was a supermodel back in her heyday. She had a talk show many years ago. I don't know if that talk show is even around anymore. I'm not really sure, but yeah. Freddie, like I said, I'm gonna recap everything I like about Freddie Harris. I mean, I think he's funny. I think he's a badass. I love the part, in the third act when he does go ahead and tries to take on Michael, and he's pretty much the only one that really goes hand to hand with Michael, pretty much. I know Brady tried to do it in 4, but no luck there. But that was, that was a no-brainer there. I mean, I think if Brady would have had the bullets or the shotgun shells in that shotgun or that rifle, I think that would have made a different outcome than we could have seen Michael get hit with those a shotgun or a rifle, because we did get to see him get shot up by Loomis with just the revolver. But the impact of a shotgun, I think, has more force than a revolver or a standard handgun. But yeah, Freddie went hand in hand with him and stuff like that, and it was just epic, when he busts through that door and he says, and you got Michael turns around, looks at him, because Michael was about ready to take care of Sarah, and he says, "Trick or treat, motherfucker." And that was funny. Now, if I ever got a chance to meet Busta Rhymes, and I, had, I actually got an 8x10 of the Resurrection poster here. It's signed by Brad Lord. I got it from OC, a marketing company that did a private signing with him. If I was able to meet Busta Rhymes, the quote I would have would be, "Trick or treat, motherfucker," like that. But yeah, I try to mimic him because I love that movie from start to finish. I mean, there's other things that people didn't like about it. I mean, but we'll discuss that with the Halloween Resurrection actual movie review when we get to it. But yeah, I just want to tell you, I'm a huge fan of Freddie Harris. Busta Rhymes is awesome as the character, and I don't see anything wrong with the character at all for whatsoever. But with further ado, that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys back in the next one.